I'm coming on here because I just had to clear the air about stuff. The reason why I'm pointing my camera to the ceiling is because I don't want to embarrass or say anything disrespectful because I am wearing a t-shirt logo. But here's the thing that I want to talk about today. Today we're going to talk about people that have entitlements. When you work on a job and you're a young person, you need to grow up. I don't care how old you are. If somebody older than you is telling you to grow up, it's because it's trying to help you, train you to be a better person. Because half the problem is with some of us younger people, we're spoiled. And half of the reason why we're spoiled is because our parents give us everything. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I was very spoiled all the time. I get it. I understand. I wanted all the attention. I understand that. I wanted the attention. I wanted all the attention. You know what I'm saying? I wanted it all to be about me, but that's not reality. You know what I'm saying? I had a conversation with a young lady today because she felt like there was a situation at work that was disrespectful or whatever. I told her the truth. I said I didn't like the fact that you were making sly comments about the fact that we were staying until whatever time when I didn't have a ride that day. And your boss told me if I don't have a ride and you feel unsafe to ask one of you guys to stay until I got a place. Or stay until I got home. Here's the issue. If you don't want to do your job, that's not my fault. But sitting and eating on your butt and talking to your cousin and doing all this other stuff when you're supposed to be feeding your residents is not my problem. You need to grow up. Nobody is going to sit here and feed you like you're in a high chair or anything else. If you know you're grown, you need to act grown. You need to act grown, period. Don't nobody feel like going through all of that stuff. Nobody feels like going through that stuff. I'm tired of dealing, and then in the same breath, instead of you apologizing, you're going to sit there and say, I'm not trying to have this conversation 3 or 4 times. Baby girl, I wasn't trying to have this conversation with you, period. You felt like you had something to prove because you heard stuff. You got caught in a lie, young lady, and I'm going to hold you to it. If you claim to be a certain age, you better act like it. I'm almost 25 years old. In 5 years, I'll be 30. I ain't got time for this Mickey Mouse Clubhouse foolishness. Grow the freak up. I'm sick and tired of this stuff. Kids always getting mad. They always want to act like they beefing with somebody. Then when a real adult tells them to grow up and boss up, then they don't have nothing else to say. Girl, get off your butt and stop screaming and crying and whining about stuff that you don't have no power and control over. Grow up. I'm tired of kids every single time they turn, 19 to 20 to 21. They want the world to claim them as an adult, but they always want to act like they 12 and 16 years old. My mother used to say it all the time. You will be treated like an adult when you act like an adult. You know what I'm saying? You try getting a car loan. You try getting a loan for a home. You try putting yourself through school. Stuff like that. That's what's going to make you an adult in society. You don't have to have your mom hold your hand. Stuff like that. You got caught in a lie. Your friend or cousin or whatever she was mad at the fact that you didn't help her with a few people. Instead, you decided to sit on your butt and eat. And instead of you being real about the situation, you wanted to get mad at me and expect me to sit there and cover for you because of the fact that you got what? Girl, ain't nobody about to sit there and deal with you. I'm not about to sit here and baby you. You're grown. If you want to claim to be grown, it's not about you want to keep talking about how you're 19. 19 my butt. You act like a 6-year-old. You have these stupid little things and it doesn't make sense. You act like a freaking toddler. If I tell you you owe me an apology, damn it, you owe me an apology for the way you talked about my mother like that, period. I don't care what the situation is. You didn't have a right to make any statements about how late something is. If I'm mad at you, it's because I'm mad at you for that. You were disrespectful and you acted like you were entitled to something. Then had the audacity to sit there and say, I don't want you to think I'm racist. I don't give a damn if you were. I'm supposed to cry and clap my hands and twerk because you want me to sit there and say that you ain't racist. Just because a person says they have black people, it reminds me of when James said that bullshit. I have black people that work for me. I don't care if I have 16,000 white friends. If I don't like white people, I have a prejudice against them then. That's the moral of the story. Just because you know people, just because you have black friends, just because you're dating a black person, you can still be racist and all those things be true. I don't have an issue with anybody. I just have an issue with you being disrespectful. It wasn't about my mom, then you need to say, I'm sorry for making the wrong assumption. Don't sit there and be a freaking child. You need to grow up. Don't nobody want to sit there and deal with somebody who claims to be a grown woman and you can't even boss up to say, I'm sorry. That's what I don't understand about my generation, any generation. If you're wrong, the biggest adult is when you can know that you're wrong and fix the situation. If you don't want to be an adult and you want to sit there, the thing about it is you got to understand when people, anytime a grown man who has a bunch of women working, it's because he's fucking them. Anytime you got a man that says don't worry about something, it's because 9 times out of 10, he's screwing them. That was the same situation when I was working at the lab. This dude gonna sit there and say, oh, well, what happened was the situation happened because of the fact that you called Cincy. No, ma'am, Cincy called me because there was an issue that you guys had. That was the truth. You and Zay Zay was effing each other, and that's the reason why you keep covering for it. Just because a person says, just because a person says that that's just the way a person is, that doesn't make the behavior okay. If somebody says, oh, well, that's just how they are. Listen, I can say all day long I was on my cell phone. Does that mean that's just the way I am? I don't think so. Don't sit there and try to make different strokes for different folks. That's not the situation. You want to sit there and have privilege for things that you can't have privilege for. It's disrespectful. People out here working hard and you over here trying to make it seem like it's a race situation. Girl, you're a minority. You can't be racist. Racist is stopping somebody from financial stuff. The only racist that can be racist is dang near a person that can take things away from you because of your race. That's racism. Prejudice is just having views about a certain group of a stereotype about a certain group of people that you don't like. That's prejudice and a stereotype. Discrimination is when a company is discriminating against a certain group of people over a race. Over a race. Tired of that stuff. I'm mad because I'm tired of dealing with people that act like a freaking retard. I'm sorry, but the behavior is retarded. If you offended somebody, own up to your shit.